Yo, we are back. Yeah.
I thought it was over.
We ain't even start.
This is only week 2.
The cow. I couldn't resist. I
I came to bring pain hardcore in the brain.
Oh man, was good.
We are back, people. Embrace it, love it, live it.
Woo, man. Look, for real. So much going on in the world of sports.
Where do we want to start?
Man, we've been chopping it up all week, and I'm gonna tell you, this has been crazy. This has been about one of the craziest weeks in sports
in a long time. Oh my goodness. In my 31 years of living, this is probably one of the most eventful weeks in sports.
God,
probably that I can remember, man. I'll tell you what.
Some of these things. I don't want to spoil it for the listeners, but some of these things, man. I mean. And it's not just one sport; it's all over the place. Look, man,
it's everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, from the NBA, especially the NBA. We'll get into that in a minute. Especially the NBA.
The NBA is kind of packed. We gonna have to pick and choose stories in the NBA.
But
I mean, come on, man.
But leading on
times, bro. All right. Anyway. We're not gonna give it away. Anyway.
Oh my God! Leading off this whole Ja Morant situation. I mean,
let's talk about this first. Let's get this out the way. There's a lot to unpack here.
Let's get it out the way.
Let's get this. There's a lot to unpack here. Okay. Oh my God.
There's a whole lot to unpack, and some of this. I don't even know if I want to unpack. It's gotten to that point where I don't even know if I want to know the whole story. I'm like, it's like they just keep pulling layers back, and every time they pull a layer, they're like, God, dog, more
onions,
and it stank, and it stank. God, it stank. So Ja Morant. I mean, I'm having a spectacular season. Man, this guy, I remember they were talking like Ja Morant could possibly be in the MVP talks earlier in the season. They were like, Ja Morant for MVP? What? Now?
He is facing a possible 50-game suspension. 50.
At least.
50 of them things.
At least. And I mean, I'm really wondering because the whole thing culminates with a gun, right? Whole thing culminates with a gun.
I guess that's where we're at now. Yeah.
So, let's go back further. Let's go back further because before the club incident, Ja was acting a fool. He was acting a fool, apparently. Apparently, it was that week to act a fool. I don't know what was going on with it.
Well, if we're gonna go back, we gotta go back to, was that even earlier this year or late last year? Either way, we have to go back to that. Okay, we can't just talk about what happened within the last 2 weeks. We gotta bring up the whole story. Okay, so let's start at least from the media beginning, okay? Where
not the media beginning.
Where Ja Morant and a homie are in Indiana. They get into an altercation with some Pacer players. I believe that's what was said in the article or articles that I've read. Got into it with some Pacers players, people in Indiana, and his homie took the liberty to follow some of these said people around in the car. You know, and then, you know, hold said weapon out the window, hold a weapon out the window, and you know, this weapon happened to have, you know, Man, look, the thing had a beam on it, okay? I was trying to be real, like, sportsy and newsy about it. The thing had a beam on it. And he pointed it at the car, okay? Now, if that ain't a threat on your life, I don't know what is. Now, that's where it started. Now, this is not speculation. When the NBA does the investigation on this and they find out that it's true, not the local police, I won't even go as far as to say the Fed, the NBA. Now, when I say that because money will get you a whole lot further.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Your own detective work.
Yeah.
A lot of times than law enforcement will.
Yeah.
The NBA did that.
You know, I don't agree with a whole lot Stephen A. Smith says. Let's just put it out there. That Joker says some off the wall stuff sometimes. But one thing that I gotta agree with, he said, look, bro. He said, Ja, the NBA knows everything. Says they know everything. He said they got access to the FBI, private detectives, the feds. They know who you hang with. They know what you do, where you hang out with. So my belief is that the NBA knew about that situation. Just that one, just that one. But when you're someone who can put a lot of butts in seats and make the league money, you know, if they can keep it on the hush hush, they'll keep it on the hush hush. And that's any sport. That's any sport. If you putting butts in seats, bringing in some revenue.
If it doesn't come across the public eye, there's no need.
Yeah.
Don't ask, don't tell. You don't see it. There's no need to mention it. Right? That's it.
And man, I think the NBA was like, all right, you know, let's monitor the situation. But if nothing comes out of it, nothing comes out of it. Let's go on with the season. Boom. So then last week. Woo! Last week, apparently, Ja felt disrespected by, I suppose it was a 17 years old?
A 17-year-old cashier.
17 years old. 17 years old. And here you are, quite possibly.
Allegedly.
Okay. Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay. Okay. Allegedly. He hasn't been charged with anything, so allegedly. So allegedly, but you know, he felt froggy, and I don't know, this no disrespect to him, but doesn't this have some Cat Williams vibes in it? Getting beat up by a kid. I don't know if he lost the fight or not, but apparently, again, Ja ran and got a weapon. Now, like you said, allegedly, but it just has those strange Cat Williams vibes. Like,
yeah, like, are you really going to allegedly run and go and get a weapon if you won the fight?
Man, I mean, did he get
like wait? So you beat him and punched him repeatedly in the face, and then it was like, stay right here. I'm gonna go
stay right here. I'll be back.
What homeboy saying? Was it white man can't jump? It's all right. I'll be back. I'm gonna get my gun. Shoot all y'all. I'm like, what?
Oh my god.
But if you were the one that was doing the punching, did you win the fight or not?
See. Okay. I've never heard of anybody winning a fight then going to get a gun. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. It's usually the loser that goes to. So the question is, did Ja Morant get dealt with by Stan on aisle 2? That's all I want to know. On aisle 2, did Stan on aisle 2 call for a cleanup because Ja went and got his gun? He went and got his gun.
What I'm assuming. Look, I have not seen said 17-year-old that was in this alleged altercation, right? I'm assuming he was a big boy.
I hope he was. I mean,
I'm assuming that
6'3"?
boy might have been playing. He might be playing some linebacker in high school. He might be a power lifter.
He better be doing something. I mean, Jaws. I mean, yeah, he might be small,
compared to
he's
the
guarding
NBA.
NBA standards, yeah. But
But the
I mean,
regular people, he ain't no
yeah.
little boy.
yeah, that's a nice size dude. So I hope, I hope that Joker was like, you know, yeah, a linebacker, UFC aspirations, something, you know. We can stop right there. If we could stop right there and those two situations combined.
Getting beat up by a 17-year-old esports athlete would be hilarious if you Ja Morant. That's all I'm saying.
And I could see the NBA keeping that on the hush. They're like, man, nah, we can't have
beat up by a Fortnite player.
You got beat up by Call Me Kenny 1984. Call Me Kenny 2003.
You got beat up by somebody who had to ask their mom for money for a battle pass, bro.
Oh my god, man.
All right. Let me stop making jokes.
I know. Well, you ain't got to worry. You too old for him. He didn't fight adults. He didn't fight. I don't know if he does or not. Let me stop.
I'm too old for that. Like, look, I might look like me and Ja Morant might look like we the same age, but we're not. All right, I'm the older one. I'm not going to jail for nobody's kids. I'm sorry.
But seriously, I mean, if you were to wrap those two things up right there, you could stop right there and be like, man, it ain't looking good. But Ja had to up the ante. Nah, it wasn't enough, man. He had to up the ante. He felt the need to go live.
He got disrespected. No, whoa. We're skipping the situation here. We're skipping something here. Because remember, after that, he got into it with the mall security guard.
Oh, that's right. God, dog, John.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yes.
I forgot about.
Yeah. See, because and you forgot about it, and I almost forgot about it too because it got wrapped up. It was so quick. They were so in quick succession for it. It was only like a couple of days apart. It felt like it was the same story. It to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, didn't he? Wait, isn't this the same? Wait, this is different. When I was reading and people, I'm like, wait, that's a different situation.
That's a different situation.
And then he. All right, man. All right.
But supposedly in that story, that word again. Allegedly. The word for the day, kids, is allegedly. So his mom was shopping at the mall, and I guess she ran into, I don't know what happened between her and the mall security guard, but she felt disrespected and she called Ja. Now, that's what burns me up. Like, if you've been following what's going on with your son and he's been having issues, why would you even call him up to the mall?
Why would you call your son who's worth $230 million when you could have just had a bodyguard?
You could have just left. I don't know what the issue was. I don't know, but you could have just said, you know what, I'm out. You know, I'm out. I don't know what, but to call your son and say, come up here. I don't know. I don't know what
and that's his mom. So it's like, look, I get it. Like,
he's moving. Yeah. You know,
if that was if my mom called, I'm like, facts. But like, because someone could say like, okay, your mom calls. Why didn't you just send someone else? Because that's my mama. Okay. Exactly. Like, that's my mama. All right. If my mama called me, my mama called me. My mama didn't call the police. My mama didn't call security. My mama didn't call. She called me.
She called me.
If I don't show up, that's an issue I got to deal with on top of whatever's already going on.
Yeah.
I can see that point. I can see that part right there. Like,
yeah. I guess
he can get around that now. How the altercation went down, execution wise, I don't know. That's it.
And even still, even though he went up there to defend his mother for some, we don't know the reasoning behind it, but he could have diffused the situation. He could have said, you know what, squash it, we're leaving. Mm-hmm. Because I'm worth too much. I'm getting in trouble. I can see it in the tabloids and the newspapers already. Nah, we out, mama. Let's go. But apparently that wasn't the way he worked it out. That wasn't the way he worked it out. Nah. Again. I hope that Joker does make it in the. I hope this doesn't ruin his career because I can't see him doing any celebrity boxing matches because he ain't. It don't sound like Joker got hands. I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, man,
I mean,
for real, shut up and dribble. For real, for real.
Wow.
What?
The Laura Ingram quote is crazy.
Shut up and dribble, man. I don't agree with why she said it.
I don't agree with
but
Laura
in
Ingram in a lot
I don't
of
at all.
Yeah,
but in this instance, those words were applicative
they ring
to the situation. You should have shut up and drip. You just got up out of there. Okay, now can we get to look? Is there another situation before the coup de grace? Because, dude, I did. You're right. I forgot all about the security guard.
Yeah, no, I think that's it.
Look, that we know. Allegedly.
That we know of, allegedly.
Allegedly. Today's show was brought to you by the word.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Oh my God, man.
Can you use it in a sentence? Allegedly, Ja Morant got beat up by a 17-year-old with no sports scholarships. I need to stop. Because I'm just adding to the story. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Now, allegedly.
Ja Morant got the pause put on him.
So he decides to go to the club with all, a lot of, sports stars do after the game or whatever. But he decided to go live and he had his gun on his live feed.
What's crazy is that normally, like, the first thing that I would show if I'm at the strip club and I'm a celebrity, I'm showing the strippers. I'm sorry.
Oh, that. Well, I can. I don't know if you can.
Oh, well, oh, right. Paul Pierce did get in trouble.
Right. I don't know if you can. Well, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Probably would have been flashing a little money then. I'd probably just the homie. No, yeah. Holding. I'm sorry, but like, no, because it wasn't even unity. Like, what?
Oh my God!
He held it up, but unity.
Oh my God, man! I don't.
That was my thing. It was like, okay, all right.
So when I first saw it, you know what I thought it was? Seriously,
I thought it was a toy gun. In all honesty,
I thought it was a necklace. I mean, but who holds a gun like this? I thought it was a necklace. I was like, so when I first saw it, I was like, Ja, man, that's a lot of money for that, man. I'm like, get off.
I thought
it was jewelry, man.
No
way in the world.
I wouldn't have been surprised, but it's like, yeah, what? You found brown diamonds?
Ooh. Not black, son, brown. Not black diamonds, brown. You don't know nothing about these.
Got them doodle gems.
Oh my God.
But still, chain, piece, gun, however you want to slice it. You should not have been holding it up like Rick James was holding his hand up with the unity. You should not have been doing that.
Oh my God.
One, you should not have been showing the gun on IG. All right, let's.
That's one.
All right. Now, if you were a regular person, not in the NBA, whatever, I still don't agree with you showing it on Instagram, but that's your life, whatever, right? What I will say is the fashion in which you showed it. Okay? Like, and because I'm not trying to feed into that narrative that a lot of like cats have been going into, like, oh, well, he trying to be gangster, blah blah blah. Like, all right, well, it is what it is. We saw what happened. I'm not trying to get into that part, right? Well, what I'm saying is, as much as I don't want to get into that, you showing the gun like that makes you look that much less gangster, okay? like you look so
Like-
civilian.
Like, I got a gun, but I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm like, I don't want it.
Like you got a gun and don't know what to do with it. My dad brought me this.
Oh my god, man.
Bro,
Oh my god.
bro.
You know what? Man.
He was holding it like he found a piece of evidence and didn't have no gloves. Did anyone lose this in the club? We found your keys. If anyone has keys to an Acura with a gun
the pin-
keychain,
Bag it.
bag it. You said get that to forensics now.
Let's get the prints off of this right now. Gong gong.
Dum, 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 dum,
Oh,
dum.
my. Man, man. Okay. And see, here's the thing. If you stop right there, you can say, man, he's got a lot of issues. But no, that just wasn't enough because apparently Ja brought this gun on the team plane.
Allegedly, because because he was at a strip club in Denver
Mm-hmm.
post game.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying unless he got the gun in Denver,
Mm-hmm.
someone brought the gun to him in Denver. The only way he would have been able to have that is if he brought it with him. And the only way he would have brought it with him is if he brought it on the team plane, which
Right.
is a big no-no.
In Denver isn't open carry. It's a carry state.
Yes,
Now,
but the
here's-
NBA have rules.
You're right. And here's my thing. Okay, you're right. He could have gotten that gun in Denver. My question is, they flew from LA to Denver. There was a 1-day layover, I think?
I'm unsure.
It was a 1-day layover, which means it's just not, it ain't adding up. It ain't adding up.
So if that's the case, then that means he had that gun in LA. Which means you took the gun to two different team facilities.
Two different team facilities. Two. And so they haven't even said anything about Los Angeles police or anything. But I know the Denver police are investigating. And if I can see if Denver coming out with something that was illegal, I could see LA saying, "Oh, well, we need to get involved too."
Yeah. Yeah, because it's really, I mean, Denver being an open carry state, I'm pretty sure like you have to. I mean, there are laws for bringing your firearm to the state of Colorado, but yeah, I mean, regardless of that, like the rules of the NBA trump that because that's your employer. I mean,
That's your
regardless of whatever state you're in and whatever their carry laws are, the NBA kind of trumps that, my guy. Like your job trumps that. Like,
and so this definitely warrants. Look, I'm gonna go on a limb here. You said 50. I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm saying a year.
When we talked about this yesterday, when I was saying like, if he gets anything less than a year, I'll be surprised. But they're saying it has to be at least 50 just off of the strength that they know that he had the gun in Denver, which means that there's a chance that he brought it on around in team facilities,
Right.
which is an illegal thing, which is an automatic 50 games. So at the very least, he's going to get 50. But I agree. It's going to be at least a year. I think
It has
going to be a year. I mean, and because it's not just it's on top of like for me, it's the gun situation on top of the Indiana situation, on top of the fact that they still haven't finished investigating the either mall situation with either the security guard or the cashier. So like,
I hope this wasn't the same mall.
you should probably just stop Going shop
Stop
online,
going
bro.
shopping.
Tell your mom to, bro.
Amazon it,
Go
boy.
to a boutique or something. That have the designers bring the clothes to your house. All right, bro. You worth $200-something million, bro. You could, bro. Yeah. You're looking at least a year. It's compound interest, bro. You got a lot of stuff that involves a lot of legal and/or illegal activities.
A lot.
Just in a short period of time.
Man.
At that point, like even just for safety, just for you to get your mind right, I was like, yo, you need to take a year off.
So I'm wondering if he hasn't been suspended yet. I mean, he hasn't. No. He's stepped away from the game.
He took leave voluntarily.
And I'm wondering if he did that because he knew a suspension was
imminent,
on the way. And is he going to try to say, well, I already took myself out, so the games that I missed, can that be counted towards my suspension?
He's gonna try to like guilty plea and say, like, this is time served. Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna fly, but I'm thinking that's the mindset here, because no punishment has been handed down. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies right now, what are you thinking right now? Because this season is just about over. You've got like 19 games left, something like that. This season is over. So this suspension is probably going to carry on until next year. If you're the Memphis Grizzlies right now, and you're sitting there saying, I've got this $200 million player that won't be playing next year, and we don't know how this is going to roll over, what are you thinking if you're the Memphis Grizzlies?
Well, what I'm thinking is I hope Dylan Brooks doesn't dress like Stone Cold ever again. Dude, that didn't turn out well for him.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. All right. Like that's where I mean, because okay. All right. So where you would hope. All right. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're hoping that you can get some extra production out of him, and you're hoping that Dylan Brooks doesn't dress like Stone Cold.
That's a lot of production because they just lost. What's his name? They just lost. Is it Bane?
Mm-hmm.
He's. If I remember, it was a Achilles, right?
Yeah.
Was it his Achilles? So, look, we've seen how the Achilles plays out. Don't expect him back next year. If he does come back next year, it'll be very, very late. So, you're asking a lot for Jaren Jackson Jr. A lot. I'm wondering, could you see Ja Morant being traded next year? In the offseason? Could you see Memphis saying, abandon ship? let's get off of him before this gets really bad and we gotta cut him and we get nothing from. Let's see if we can trade him for something.
Me personally, I don't see it. I think as much as I would probably say, hey, from a business perspective, I would maybe try to see what I could get for this investment, since there's a lot going on right now, and I don't know if I want to be in the business of keeping this asset necessarily.
Yeah,
I would. Try
Is he an asset?
So at this point, he's a liability.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
At this point, he's a liability, but he can be. He has been an asset until this point.
Yeah,
until this point, he was an asset. So, I mean, I guess you could sell another team on the fact that, hey, maybe he needs a change of scenery, right? Maybe Memphis just isn't the place for him. I mean, Memphis is one of those places, man.
Yeah,
all right,
it is.
You feel me? So like,
look, I'm not dogging him for having a gun. If you're in Memphis, you probably need a couple. Yeah. It'd be wise if you were a $200 million man in Memphis to have some type of protection. Yes.
And from what I've been told, I mean, like, I'm not like a Ja Morant stan or anything like that, and I don't live in Memphis. But from what I've been told, Ja Morant does similar things to what Lamar Jackson does in Baltimore, as far as when it comes to people hanging out, going out.
Right.
So he's like a man of the people type of thing. Yeah, you in Memphis, you gonna need that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
not mad at that. What I'm saying is, you didn't need it in Denver. You didn't need it. You didn't need it on a team plane. Like you didn't need it in any of those situations.
I don't know. Wait, allegedly he didn't need it. You never know. It could have been somebody on their team plane. Like, hey,
Oh yeah, well I mean yeah. When you
Hey,
get into it with
I
people in Indiana, I guess LA isn't.
I about to say I seen you get dealt with that cashier checking your lunch money on me. You know, hey, where my lunch money?
And Rogers ain't the only one handing out discount double checks.
Oh my god. So we don't know. We don't know.
I just don't. Yeah, in Memphis you gonna need it, but yeah, it looks like it could be like he's like a man of the people type of thing, and you know, having certain people around a certain company obviously hasn't been really good for him. He probably really does need a change of scenery, and that probably could be very beneficial for him to get out of Memphis.
Yeah.
So if I were the Grizzlies, I would. Do I see the Memphis Grizzlies doing that though? No.
Probably not. Probably not. I think they're gonna hope for some type of rebound from them and loyalty, as far as, you know, hey, when you were down, we kept you.
Yep.
We were there for you.
Yep.
So, you know, we expecting things, job. We expecting things
They're going to expect for him to stay until the wheels fall off.
until the wheels fall completely off.
Yeah, they are going to expect Ja Morant to stay until he has no legs to bounce off the floor.
I don't see him coming back this year. That's me. I don't see him coming back this year. Memphis is currently second in the West.
I don't see him coming back this year. I also don't think it would be healthy if he did.
Yeah. Do you think Memphis? I don't see them dropping out.
Oh, they're going to drop deep though, but they're not going to drop out. It's going to
Yeah.
be deep.
Yeah, and I don't. It sucks for them because without Ja, they're just not. They're a decent team. They go from one of the best to a decent squad.
And
Decent.
y'all missing now.
Right.
Dylan Brooks about to start putting up 36 a night.
Oh, yeah.
Minute.
And that's the bottom line.
What?
And that's
What?
the bottom line. All
What?
right. So to the NFL. Look, I'm not look. Oh my god. This is gonna come off as shake. Okay, yeah, it is shake. All right. It's come off. More
No.
power to him. You know what? More power to him. Derek Carr.
Oh no, we can talk about Derek Carr. I'm not about to pull no punches when it comes to Derek Carr.
Derek Carr.
He ain't my quarterback.
Who was literally look, this is not allegedly chased out of Vegas. Like they were like, you need to go. Like we wanna trade you, but you got that no trade. Go. We don't
Please.
want you anymore. We don't want you here.
We're
So-
literally wasting Josh Jacobs because of you. Okay, you don't
Go
get out of
ahead.
my house.
So, and it's so funny because today I saw an article where he literally said, and maybe he did have a choice, and we'll get into the Jets in a minute, but he said the reason he didn't choose the Jets or he chose the Saints over the Jets. And I'm sitting there like, you had a choice? I'm thinking the Saints were desperate. Like, ooh, well, Derek's out there, you know. I mean, it's either
And it's
Jameis,
Winston.
Andy.
Dalton, Taysom Hill. Okay, wait, whoa. Let me take Taysom Hill out of that. Okay,
I'm about to say
because
he's
Taysom Hill's
a tight end playing
he's a tight he's
Yeah.
a tight end playing quarterback.
Yeah.
He's essentially Tim Tebow
exact.
with better talent.
I was
Obviously,
about to say a whole lot more.
he's Tim Tebow with more talent.
With more time,
So
yes.
like I can't really even necessarily consider him like a quarterback in that pool. Like I can't. Like he's only a quarterback in wildcat situations. In case anybody's ever noticed.
and the thing about that is
Direct
when
snaps
he's in the
and
game,
wildcat,
when he's in the game, it's like he's at least I'm like he's getting the ball.
he's getting the ball, and he's running
don't-
with it.
and they
and-
can barely stop him. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They're like all 11 of you after him. Sell out. All 11.
Wait,
but
you mean to tell me you've been watching film and the only time you see him on the field is when he's about to touch the ball, and then you see him get on the field and you're like, nah, he ain't gonna get it.
he ain't gonna get it.
They're not stupid. No. They are not stupid. But you are. Because he about to take off.
It's like, nah, we're gonna give it to him. Like that's the only reason he's in this game. He's getting the ball.
And all right, look, Taysom Hill kind of fast, okay? He can move. All right, and y'all get caught slipping. Oh, no. He'll slip in. By the way, Jameis Winston, Andy Dalton. Do you not hear the words desperate?
Yeah, I hear him.
Like, do you, James?
Let me tell you how desperate they were when it broke that Derek Carr was. I'm still laughing about it, but Derek Carr is going to the Saints. Michael Thomas goes on Twitter and says, "Thank you, Jesus." Now, I can't see him being over crazy that Derek Carr is coming to New Orleans. However, if what you had to choose from was Andy Dalton and Jameis Winston, then I'd be saying thank you, Jesus, too. So
if I'm driving a 1995 Geo Metro and somebody comes across and says, hey, I got a 01 Honda Civic.
I'm taking the Civic.
I am taking that Civic.
I'm taking the Civic. Yeah.
Derek Carr is that Civic. All right. All right. It's not the greatest, but it's better than what you had. I'm right. Sometimes you got to look.
Yeah. I guess it is. I mean, okay, how good is Derek Carr? Okay, so you're in Vegas. They go out and get you Davante Adams, who you played with in college. So you're very familiar with him, correct? You should be. The chemistry should be incredible.
Well, I mean, that was a long time ago. These two are adults. They've almost had full blown. I mean, they've had full blown NFL careers between the last time that they played together. So
that's true. I tell you what, you go out and get me Davante Adams. I could probably come up with better stats than Derek Carr. Davante Adams was there in Vegas. Josh Jacobs was your back. What was your problem?
I just look, man. As a Steelers fan who had to watch the Raiders, oh gosh, man, we had problems with Derek Carr and the Raiders, so that lets you know how hard we had it the last two seasons. Okay, my gosh, all right. So I mean, I can't. I can. I can talk as much as I want. That boy sucks. Okay. So as a Steelers fan, when I look at my team and we're struggling with Derek Carr as an opponent, that lets me know how hard our season's about to be. All right. I was caught losing season 8-8, whatever you want. It's done. If this is the second game of the season and we're having problems with Derek Carr, it was over with.
Derek Carr.
Again, and you know what? I take that back. Derek Carr is not a Honda Civic.
Oh God.
He's a zip car.
Oh my God.
He's a zip car. He's only good for short periods of time. You feel me? Like
my God.
Like, nope. I take that back.
Oh my God.
Derek Carr is an expedition.
What?
Mm-hmm.
A gas guzzler?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's an expedition.
Oh my God.
He takes up a lot of space, a lot of cap room.
You
feel me? He breaks down a lot. He breaks down a lot physically and plays.
Oh my God. He's definitely taking up some room. There's no question about that.
Eddie Bauer edition.
Oh man. So he's a. Oh my God. I smell desperation, but it seems to me. Okay, we all knew that the Saints needed a quarterback. There was no there. Look, cat's out the bag. Ha! Surprise! No, we knew they needed a quarterback.
Jameis Winston was supposed to be the quarterback of the future.
Well, didn't understand that move either. But anyway,
Well, then
my thing is,
well, then it was Andy Dalton.
well, the Red Raider.
The Red Rocket.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Hey,
Chris Collinsworth's favorite quarterback, man, for like 2 years running.
That's because Chris Collinsworth was a Bengal and so was Andy. Yeah, of course. He's gone. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. He
So was Boomer Esiason, but
I'm
he
not
wasn't
saying-
singing Andy Dalton's praises.
I was about to. Wait a minute. Did he just? Well, see, I don't know why he sung Andy Dalton's praises. I don't know. To me, I'm still baffled by Cincinnati fans and why they thought Andy Dalton was all that. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't.
Because they didn't have anything else.
Well, they could have got something else. They could have got something. I
Yeah,
mean, they could have. So Derek Carr's in New Orleans. The contract was something ridiculous.
Crazy. What was it? 60 to 70 million guaranteed? Like
Guaranteed.
Hold on, let me see. It was like, what was it? 4 years, 100. I'm trying to look it up and I'm trying to think of the terms as I'm going. I want to say it was 4 years, 140 million.
Or
With 60 to 70 million guaranteed. I'm looking over 4 years.
I don't care. Hats off
Okay.
to him. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do. Get the bag. My thing is, if you're the Saints, Derek Carr has shown he hasn't shown anything really. He's had shades, like you said. He's an expedition, or he's always hot, paid handsomely
Wow.
for that contract. Yeah,
150 million, including 100 million
100
guaranteed,
million guaranteed. Yeah.
and 60 million at signing. All right, bro. All right.
That's a lot of money. And then 4 years. He's 31, by the way. He's 31. He hasn't shown you anything up to this point. I don't see him magically at 31 becoming that dude.
signing
don't
until
see
he's
it.
35 to see what's going to happen. Well, hey, this might be I don't know. No,
I don't
it's
know. There's got to be a clause in there that says if you suck, we can release you. I don't. There's got to be a clause in there that says something.
Well, I have a curious question. Like, how many quarterbacks that have been in the league as long as Derek Carr has at 31 turned it around? Like you haven't seen a lot of production from them. They go to a new team and turn it like
At 31? At 31? I don't know. Now, maybe, yeah, I've seen a lot of quarterbacks turn it around on a different team, but at age 31? Fitzpatrick, maybe? I don't know.
it's magic.
Fitzmagic? Maybe? I don't see too many. I don't know. Look, that's the NFC South. Or I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, okay. Well, let's. As much as
I mean, by the way, they're
if you look
picking
at
the Saints
Derek
to
Carr-
win the South. You know that, right?
yeah.
I'm like, okay, that shows just how bad the South is. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just like, okay, as much as, and I'm not going to stop talking about Derek Carr, but the boy sucks. It is what it is. But if you look at his career stats according to Wikipedia,
Oh boy.
they seem solid ish. He's got 35,000 passing yards,
Mhm.
217 touchdowns to 99 picks, which is but he has an overall career passer rating of 91.8. Those now that sounds like a solid quarterback now, don't it?
It sounds like somebody. Okay. Do you want a solid quarterback for 100 million guaranteed?
No.
Okay.
No. All I'm saying is his numbers on paper are better. Like give him so much light compared to when you actually see him. Like when you do your own eye test and you're like, oh. Like I would not. Okay, hold on.
Whoa.
Because I'm trying to let me see. Okay, so he's been at the Raiders since 2014.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so he's creeping on a decade. 9 years, he's creeping on a decade. And in 9 years, 35,000 yards. Like I said, it looks better on paper, but because if I watch Derek Carr, right, I would not pick him out of any lineup. I wouldn't pick him first picking kickball. Okay, I would not pick Derek Carr in dodgeball. Okay, I would not pick. I'm sorry, but I would. Okay, I can name 10 quarterbacks. I would pick over Derek Carr right. And then look, a couple of them ain't even starters.
Garoppolo. But that's not. Yeah, this is my thing with Derek Carr. You talk about the completion percentage. It's pretty. It's good. It's good throughout the years. You talk about the yards. They're good. The one stat that glares at me, and you paid him. It's not even the picks. You just paid this man $100 million guaranteed. If you look at his sacks, the number of sacks he has taken throughout the years. If you look, 24, 31, 16, 20. I don't know how this happens, but 51, 29, 26, 40, and 27. Yeah. Yes, we all know quarterbacks get hit. We know this, but that's a lot of
bro. 51 sacks in 2018 is crazy. Bro,
51 sacks. And I'm like, you can't sit here and tell me that the Raiders offensive line sucked that bad for the last 9 years. I mean, it may not have been the best. Apparently it wasn't in 18. We know they sucked in 18, but dang.
51, you just sat on the grass.
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
I mean, did. 40 in 2021 though. Look, either way, man. Look, you
that's a lot of hits.
And you can't blame all of those sacks on an offensive line. You can't blame 51 sacks on an offensive line. I'm sorry. You can't blame 40 on the offensive line alone. You can't. You can't.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's a lot of sacks. That's 264 sacks.
Bro, that's a lot.
That's a lot of sacks. And you just paid that man a lot. He may be 31, but I'm telling you, when you got somebody 250 to 310, 20, 30 pounds popping you 51 times.
Can we talk about also in the last 2 seasons, he's thrown 14 picks apiece? Just throwing that out there. 2021 and 2022 season. 2021, 23 touchdowns, 23 passing touchdowns, 14 picks. 2022, 24 passing touchdowns, 14 picks.
I'm just saying that I smell desperation. Good luck to the Saints. Good luck. You're gonna need it with Derek Carr. Here's my thing. You want to pay Derek Carr 150, right? 100 million guaranteed. But you don't want to pay. A team does not want to play this man.
No, which is ain't that weird? Ain't that weird? But hey, he what? And that's crazy that the Jets are looking at him as a second option to Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I don't think the Jets. Okay, so the Ravens tagged him.
Officially, franchise tagged him today. Yep.
They franchise tagged him, which means he can still talk to teams, try to get a deal done, but then the Ravens can come back and counter it.
Mm-hmm. They have the option to match, or they can get 2 first-round picks.
Exactly. I don't think it's about the Jets not wanting Lamar Jackson. I think they're like, why go through the hassle if we got to fight? Number one, we got to, come up and, agree to a deal. And number two, if we're going to come up with a deal and you're just going to counter it, the heck, why waste the time? I don't think that's.
I mean, at this point, yeah, but the Jets, they were trying to pursue Lamar before the Ravens threw the franchise tag on him.
Exactly. Yeah, that franchise tag changes a lot.
But Lamar held out basically until he got the franchise tag. The franchise tag he is rumored to not want in the first place.
It wouldn't be wise for him to play on the franchise tag. That's.
I mean, I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Look, you can get more than the average of. Yeah, you can get your bag. I'm all for that. Now, like the franchise tag, yeah, okay, not but why wait until you get tagged to make a move? You didn't have to wait.
I don't know. I don't know. Some, these players have people in their ears saying, their agents saying, "Hey, this is how we're going to play this."
If he ends up staying in Baltimore, I don't want to hear. I'm sorry, like I don't want to hear him complaining about nothing about that organization. Because you had every opportunity to get out and you didn't.
Well, I mean, if they do keep him via the franchise tag, I just hope he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Again. I hope he doesn't get hurt because naturally these injuries pile up and people aren't the same player. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, especially a quarterback, man. Like. You really can't be dealing with. I mean, it's football. You're gonna be dealing with some nagging pains and stuff like that. But yeah, the injuries pile up, especially at quarterback, man. Especially with somebody who's got who's a quarterback with legs like Lamar. Like, yeah, that's the pop. That's that, bro.
Yeah,
you get one step slower.
Yeah,
something else happens.
Yeah,
another step slower.
Bro. Yeah. So I hope he gets his money. He's deserved it. He's deserved it.
I hope he's properly rehabbing. That's what. Look, man, and when I say that too, like, I mean, once he's cleared to for field play and stuff like that, like recovery doesn't stop.
No,
I think that's where a lot of players end up messing up. Recovery don't stop after you get cleared to stick on to go back on the field, bro. Like you still got work to do.
Yeah.
So hopefully he has that type of mentality going into it, or going into the next season, whenever he's healthy, wherever he chooses to stay. But if he stays in Baltimore,
God help him. I can't. I mean, outside of Baltimore, and I've heard rumors. Where I would love to see Lamar Jackson, and I look, the team, as far as the team goes, I really don't care, but I think he would be a good fit in Carolina. I think he'd be a pretty good fit in Carolina.
Yeah, I think Carolina, maybe even Miami.
Oh, that's a whole different. You know what?
I say that because, look, he has a decent. He has the arm, right? He can throw the football. He has an arm, right? And I feel like the pace Miami's been playing with as of late would work well with Lamar Jackson's style.
Here's my thing. It's the style. I don't question that he'd be a good fit. I just have an issue with the organization right now, with the way they treated Tua. I've really got an issue.
I mean, the man he got his bell rung really bad.
Really bad. I mean,
y'all just kind of was like,
outside of the DeMar Hamlin incident, seeing Tua. I mean, it wasn't even close to DeMar Hamlin. I mean, yeah, seeing Tua like that, I was like, oh God, I really thought his season was over. I was like, he's done.
Well, think about this too. What was it last season, 2 seasons ago, when Daniel Jones walked to the wrong huddle because he had a concussion?
Danny.
This man, Danny Dimes, was walking. We saw it. This man was stumbling in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Somebody had to go, hey, Danny, no, we over here, bro.
No, we over here, bro. We over here.
And instead of getting him protocol, he stayed in the huddle, ran the next play. Like, yeah, and the same thing pretty much with Tua. It's like he got his bell
wrong.
Ring, ding, dong. Okay, he got the ring, ding, 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 dong.
Yeah, there was no way. When he came back, I was like,
and they was just like, hey, bro, you all right? Hey, you cool? Yeah, you all right.
And I was like, are you serious right now?
Not.
And then what? It didn't even take a good quarter. Bam! I'm like,
another one,
dude. I mean, it's ridiculous. I just don't trust the Dolphins organization right now. I don't trust the leadership.
How they did Brian Flores.
That's a you know what? That's a whole issue within itself.
Well, I'm just speaking on the organization. They obviously aren't very keen on treating people.
No,
you feel me?
Not at all.
Whether it be the players or their staff, that's all I'm saying. It seems pretty consistent. Players, staff, they kind of.
Well, the court system approved that to go to trial. Mm-hmm. That whole lawsuit to go to trial. So I believe there's going to be some stuff coming. I mean, it'll be the Washington Commanders and the Miami Dolphins right underneath. That's probably the 2 worst franchises when this is all said and done.
Commanders.
Shoot. Man, the Commanders need Jesus, but they look. Daniel Snyder needs to just.
Well, they have Eric Bieniemy.
I wish he wouldn't have went there. I wish he wouldn't have went there.
I understand why he did, but I don't think that was a good move for him either.
Not at all.
Okay, high risk, high reward. That's basically just how I'm pretty sure that's how we see it, because it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure everybody's saying, oh, why would you want? Look, being somebody who lives 20-30 minutes from Landover, why did you come here? Okay, why? But like, I get it. High risk, high reward. He said he's not really focused on the head coaching job thing or whatever, but it's like, okay, if the head coach messes up, it's a chance that he could be next in line. A chance. Do you think that's the way they approached him with it? Like, Ron, maybe this year, if he doesn't pan out, we may be looking for a coach. I mean, I can't see him wanting to leave. And he wasn't a coordinator technically in Kansas City. He was more of an assistant coordinator, I guess. But I guess this is some form of an upgrade in position. That's why he feels like that's the narrative though, which is crazy because if you
go
down, they had an opening. I mean, like, I get it because it's like, okay, he has this stigma on him. He's not a play caller. He hasn't been a play caller. Neither was Josh McDaniels, Doug Peterson. whatever. Okay. What's homeboy name? Josh Gannon. Neither were they.
Yeah.
You're nor there. Fine. Well, let's just. I'm just going to leave that argument out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're saying, he's not a play caller. This, that, and the other. He has to go to a place to prove himself. The Commanders, I know, not the greatest place to be.
No,
and it's not even necessarily even about like. I mean, okay, yeah, the team isn't constructed the greatest right now, right? But that's not even the worst part of it. That's a terrible organization.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Dan Snyder's hard, bro.
Yeah.
It's not a good organization. They culturally, it's not a good place to be.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Now, I do get this could be an opportunity because everything could fall flat and he could be the person that takes that next step into that head coaching position, even if it's interim, right? And then he could say he has that experience calling plays, running the team, even if he doesn't stay in Washington. Right. And that's what he's going for. He's going for the fact that, like, okay, if he can prove that the offense can have some marginal success, right, compared to where they are as a team. Look, you got to be practical with this, though, right? Like, you have to like expecting the Commanders to make like a playoff run or a deep playoff run next season because Eric Bieniemy is there is not what you're looking for. But you were looking for progress, and if he can prove that he is able to have somewhat production on that offense, that's sort of he can get the reward of later going to another franchise for another job.
I think Eric Bieniemy should have went to the cave with Aaron Rodgers, into the dark place.
Should have went to the darkness retreat.
Yes, he should have went into the sunken place and contemplated. Contemplated
not the sunken place. It wasn't okay.
This choice, this decision. More power to him. But speaking of the wrong huddle and money and Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes got a lot of dimes.
Hey, you call him Danny Dimes for real because he got it. He just got paid.
Dimes. I'm like,
he just got paid.
And I'm gonna say it. And I'm not taking it back. Does he deserve that? I mean, Daniel Jones had, and I won good season. And he's being rewarded handsomely for one good season.
Well, they think if he did it once, he could do it again. And then especially if you get a healthy Saquon Barkley, which the Giants applied the franchise tag to him.
Honestly, I think that's a marriage waiting to
it's going
some type of separation. Yeah. Saquon's like, oh, this is how you going to treat me after all. Okay.
I do. Yeah. Once I saw, because it came out in the same article. I was like, you franchise tag Saquon. That stinks.
Oh boy.
That stings a little bit.
He was the New York Giants for the last 3 years? There's no question. It wasn't. What did you see in Daniel Jones that made you want to commit to him, but not Saquon Barkley? Seriously.
I guess they feel like Daniel Jones is more of a reason for the offensive production that they did have than Saquon.
Are you kidding?
I don't see it, but I'm just saying. Okay. I don't see it, but man, Daniel Jones just got the bag, man. He got paid. What? He practically got Derek Carr money. I mean, he got 160.
He got Daniel Jones.
I know he got 160. I can't remember how much he got guaranteed, if any.
I think he got it was 160.
Ooh, okay, I'm looking. 160, able to make 35 million incentives and guaranteed 82 over the first 2 years.
So really close to Derek Carr money, yeah. So there's two quarterbacks that literally suck.
So a total of
And-
$94 million off that man's contract is guaranteed.
Yep.
Jeez, man. Yeah, well, Derek Carr better find his agent.
I,
What?
I don't understand it. But I hate the Giants anyway. So I hope Daniel Jones shows the Giants he is who they think he is. That's,
They let him off the hook.
They
Paid
let him off the hook.
$160 million.
they let him off the hook. You want to crown him? Crown. Oh my God. All right, so
But he is. Oh man.
oh God. Let's go to the sunk. Let's go to the dark place. Let's go to the darkness retreat. Aaron Rodgers emerged, and he is now talking to the New York Jets. The Jets flew out to Cali to talk to Aaron Rodgers about possibly joining the New York Jets. Man, if Aaron Rodgers still has anything left in the tank, that's a dangerous situation.
Yeah,
That's
because the
dangerous.
Jets have a really good receiving core.
You've got Brees Hall back there as your back. And their defense is formidable.
Indeed.
Shoot.
I mean, hey, look, they caught a couple. They've caught a couple teams lacking the last couple years. They've caught a couple teams slipping. They thinking it was going to be an easy boat going against the Jets, and they didn't.
Exactly.
Was that was Mike White they were productive with Mike White at quarterback. Well, I don't have any knock against Mike White. It's just, come on, bro. He has a generic 2K name, and no one knew about him until he stepped on the field. Like, let's be honest here. Y'all, look, ain't nobody about to make me feel bad over the fact that, like, no one knew who Mike White was, okay?
Oh, my God. Not the generic 2K.
He got a generic 2K name. Like,
I mean, people forget that the Jets started the seasons 5-2. They were 5-2. They went 6-3, and then the wheels fell off.
which was a big surprise to start the season. Yeah,
It was, and then after that, they just collapsed. I don't know what happened, what was going on, but they just collapsed.
Yeah.
But I think Aaron Rodgers in that in over there now, given that he does not go Green Bay on him and start dogging the receivers and alienating the receiving room, and just if he doesn't go Green Bay on him, I mean, Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, Scott Lee, Elijah Moore. That's a dangerous situation.
You've got
That's a dangerous situation. So it just depends how much is the Packers. How much are the Packers going to demand for a 39-year-old quarterback?
Who are the Jets? Okay, so I'm assuming that who are the Jets? Because then you can't have 4 quarterbacks.
Oh, who would they get rid of? Joe Flacco.
You think so?
Yeah. Well,
not Zach Wilson.
Zach. Not Zach.
Not Zach Wilson.
Man, put some respect on his name. No, I don't think so. Simply because Joe Flacco is
He's old.
He's like, I think he's 96. So I think they get rid of him. I can see them getting rid of 2 of these quarterbacks. To be honest, I can see Joe Flacco and possibly Zach Wilson. I can see them saying, you know, we really don't need you either. But
I mean, Joe Flacco, he should be like 1 foot off the door. He's 38.
Yeah, but you know, I blame Tom Brady. I blame Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is what, 37? What is he? 38, 39?
12 method. It's the TB12 method.
So I mean,
you can't blame Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers is just following in Brett Favre's footsteps.
Oh my God.
Aaron Rodgers is 39.
Aaron just don't show any pics like your boy Brett.
Please don't
follow in those
Don't be
footsteps.
sending no pictures to no staffers. All right, look, Aaron. We know. Look, Aaron Rodgers be having every time he does a reinvention, he ends up with a new celebrity girlfriend. Okay, you can't.
Oh
Please.
God. Oh God, yeah.
Or he ends up with a new girlfriend, new wife. Look, every time he does a reinvention, okay, comes up with a new one.
The darkness told him.
Send the pic. Do it. Do it now.
Oh my gosh.
Brett would be proud.
I'm gonna go on one of these darkness retreats. I just want to I'm gonna go for like an hour.
I'm gonna go steal welfare funds.
Whoa!
Wait, my bad.
Whoa!
Too soon. My bad.
Whoa!
My bad. Oh, my bad. I was thinking about Brett Favre. I was just thinking about Aaron Rodgers potentially probably doing that at some point.
Oh my!
Since he's kind of following in Brett's footsteps, you know.
Oh.
Don't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers ends up a Viking. I'm just saying.
Oh my God, man! We got okay. We jumping off of Aaron now because that one hurt. That hurt. Oh my God! Johnny Bones,
the GOAT.
John. Yeah, I think he solidified his greatness.
He's at least top 3 greatest fighters in UFC history.
I mean, to be out for over a year, right? To be out for over a year, come back, gain, I think it was 34 pounds.
Yep.
To bulk up, to go to heavyweight.
Yep.
And you're in the ring with a title holder and
the former interim champion, and you made easy work in him.
You choke it out. you choked us. You choked him.
I mean, it was so man.
It was a work. Look, it was
masterful.
It was.
Bro, Cyril Gane, okay, he started out early. It was like, okay, got him. He took like 2 steps back on the wobble and was like, okay. And then from that point on, it was all right. John got him to the ground, started working around his hip. You feel me? Couldn't get him flat. Cyril Gane ended up getting himself. Gane got himself against the cage, which was smart to a degree. But it didn't work out for him because once he got turned around and his back was to the, oh my gosh, all John Jones did was he was like, oh, so you gonna sit up? Oh, so you didn't want to lay down? So you going? All right, well, I'm just gonna put my weight on your neck over here like this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put my weight on you like this for a minute. You tired yet? All right, well, I'm gonna hold on. Let me put my arm down here. Let me guillotine you real quick. All right, I can't get it. All right, I almost got it. Hold on. I'm gonna lean on you some more real quick. All right, here we go. I barely got it. You tapped already?
Yeah. Yes. It was. I for one did not expect him to be as that dominant. Not because he's not good, but because he's been out of the sport for too long. And I was like, man, I really think he's, jumping into this thing, head first, and maybe he needs to crawl back into it because, man, you've been dude.
John Jones.
John Jones. I apologize, bro. I didn't know. I ain't know.
John Jones is a different breed, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and then when you got 2 brothers that are both Super Bowl champions, bro, like you.
Oh my God.
Look, he's a different breed, man. Like he's one of the greatest fighters in UFC history. Period. He's one of the great. He might. I mean, look, and because I'm not that deep. Like I'm not Joe Rogan versed in MMA, okay? But he might be one of the greatest fighters in MMA history. He might be. All right, he's definitely one of the go-to of the UFC, easily. Why? What I don't get is why, because there was a controversy about him taping his toes, and I'm like, okay, so did y'all not watch when he fought Chael Sonnen, and he dug Even Chael Sonnen admitted it. The man dug his feet into the ground so hard to punch Chael Sonnen, he broke his own toe. His bone was sticking out of his foot. That is why he gets his toes taped, because he doesn't want to do that again to himself. And everybody's like, oh, I don't get it. Why don't you just do it? He did that already.
So
everybody's like, oh, well, how did he mess his toes up? Because he dug his foot into the ground, because a lot of people don't know how to punch. It comes from the bottom. All right. It all comes from down there. All right. Your hips, how well you got your feet planted, it starts from there.
Yeah.
So when his foot is planted so hard on the mat, he
breaks his own toe.
So hard, he breaks his own toe trying to punch. And he still finished the fight and won, by the way.
And literally can say he broke his foot off. I broke my foot off. He can literally say that.
He really can. So it's just like, bro, I don't know. Like, I'm not taking anything away from Jon Jones. He's got the belt.
Oh, no,
he's the heavyweight. He's already one of my favorite fighters as he is.
Yeah.
Right. So I was excited. I was like, he made it look so. I was like, bro, he's.
Yeah, he set me up. I really thought.
He's magic.
I really thought that. I was like, man, this is gonna be a rough fight for him, because he's gonna have to really shake some rust off. And I'm like, this cat just tapped him in first round. I was like, man, the fight's barely underway, and this. Look, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was still trying to figure out, like, did he even get the guillotine locked that second time before Ciryl Gane tapped, or did he just think, or did he just panic, like, oh no, it's over with for me. Oh no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there again. Like,
yeah,
because I'm like.
So they're saying you see who they're saying. Now here's my thing.
Okay.
Say what? I'm sorry.
Oh, Stipe Miocic.
Yeah, that's Dana White has said that he's hinted at that being the next fight for Jon. I'm not discounting that, nor am I discounting him. That's the fight that, and it's going to be. Well, we don't know, but it's going to be.
I'm kind of discounting Stipe because he's been out of the octagon for a little bit too, and he's 40.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's the best fight they can give Jon right now, because the fight we should be getting.
You're not going to get Francis Ngannou. He ran for a reason.
The fight we should be getting, Francis
Ngannou ran for a reason. Look, Francis Ngannou can say anything. He can call himself the heavyweight king. He can say whatever he wants. The truth is, you ran and left the UFC because you didn't want to fight Jon Jones. Let's keep it real, bruh. You had every opportunity in the world to defend your belt. And when it came out that daddy was coming home, you got scared and tucked tail. And you supposed to have the hardest head punching in heavyweights next to Derek Lewis, right? Like, you supposed to be this heavy hitting. You this Nigerian muscle bound. You feel me? You got this crazy story. You ex-mine worker, all this stuff. Like, you supposed to be that man. You walking around here like you that man, right?
Yeah.
A great man once said, in order to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo! And Jon Jones is the man, and you didn't beat him. You ran from him.
You didn't beat him.
This is the thing. He ran so far, he didn't even stay in the UFC.
Yeah,
he didn't even stay in the league, bro.
He's pretty much saying that he's not coming back. Like, there's no chance that he's coming back. I'm like, dude, there's got to be something in you. As a competitor, there's got to be something in you that says, okay, this isn't about, me and the UFC. This is about me wanting to prove that I'm the best. And the only way I can do that, especially if Jon Jones beats Miocic, like if he really puts a foot off in him, Francis has to come back.
Hey, look,
he has to.
I'm not going to discount that Stipe Miocic might come back and be like for real ready. Like he's tough. Okay, like me seeing he's 40 kind of doesn't mean a whole. I mean, it means a lot because 40 in the fight game is up there. 40 in sports is up there. Okay,
Yeah.
but Stipe kind of his career kind of started late as is, right?
That's true. But
and then look, when you look at 40-year-olds, granted he did just retire, but golly, why is it his name just escaped me that fast? Glover Teixeira. There we go. Glover Teixeira was just a title holder at 40 and defended at 40.
yeah.
All I'm
Okay.
saying is this possible.
This is true. This is true. It's
I'm
not
saying don't
discounting
sleep
that.
on it. I'm not saying that he will beat John Jones. I'm just saying don't sleep on Stipe.
Don't. Yeah.
But being 40 is a hurdle.
I if I was Miocic, I think I would have been chomping at the bit to fight him before he fought anybody else. I want to be the first thing he fights out the gate. like, I want him to be I want him to be rusty. I don't want him to have a belt and a fight under his belt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to get back in the groove, and then when he fights me, he's back to being John Jones. I don't want that.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, look, you got the second best opportunity because look, let's say, you know, somebody else got put in front of Stipe, right? Like there was somebody else on the list ahead of Stipe, right? And John Jones ends up going against him and defending his title, and then Stipe has to go against that. Now he's 2 heavyweight fights in. He's comfortable. He might just be comfortable. I don't think you want to catch him now.
I think he's comfortable now.
This opportunity, you don't want to catch him once he's legitimately comfortable.
I think he's comfortable now. I didn't see any signs of him being uncomfortable.
I didn't see any signs of him being uncomfortable, but also, I mean, it's like one of those things where like you know it's coming and you still can't stop it. John Jones literally announced what he was going to do to Cyril Gane and did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like Cyril. And I'm not taking anything away from Cyril Gane. Like he's a great fighter, but you got picked apart. You got to put somebody else who has a different skill set against John Jones that's in the heavyweight division, and that'll be the real test. Somebody who has a real extensive skill set, right? Stipe kind of has one.
Yeah. I think I would have approached it. I mean, this man just put on 35 pounds. I don't care who you are. You put on 35 pounds. That's a lot of weight. That's a lot of weight. I would have liked to have seen his endurance put to the test. It almost seemed like John Jones was saying, if I don't wrap this up quick, I could be hurting in the latter rounds. And he did it. He was like, next. And now, you know, jeez, I don't know. I just think he shut me up. Let me just be honest. He shut me up because I really didn't see that coming. But
I mean, even if you look at the heavyweight division, right? I mean, who else are you really going to? That's tough. It's tough. It's tough to find out who you're going to put.
Nobody.
It's tough to figure out who you're going to put in. Francis Ngannou ran.
Exactly. He's fighting the right person. He's fighting the right person. However, that's not the fight the fans want to see. He's fighting the right person. I mean, Dana's got it right. But if I'm new as a competitor, as a competitor, Francis I'm like, you've got to be chomping at the bit saying, no, I've got to, you know, this is my legacy at stake. You know, I want to prove that I'm the best there ever was, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to. I'm just looking at a list of the ranking for the top 10 in the heavyweight division right now. Okay, he's already beat number 2.
Yep.
Curtis Blades, I don't think is. I mean, he's number 3, but I don't. Sergey Pavlovich, Tom Aspinall, I think that could be an okay fight, but
okay,
not really.
Yo, I don't think it'll be a good fight at all.
Tai Tuivasa could be. This is now Tai Tuivasa thing would only be a good fight only because Tai Tuivasa won. He's pretty exciting, but he really don't have a whole lot of wrestling. It's all hands. So if he could get John Jones to stay on his feet, and then they make it like a manos y manos thing, like that could be entertaining. I'm not saying that it would be. I'm just trying to think of other fighters in the heavyweight division that would.
Francis has got to.
They got to figure that out. He's got to come back because
he's got to.
You got Tai Tuivasa. Okay, you could go. Okay, you could go Volkanovski, I guess. Sergey Spivak.
You're grasping that straw.
Yeah, I
You're
am.
trying to make fights.
I am. I really am. Because I'm looking at the top 10. I don't see anyone. Who can you match John Jones up with at this point? Francis Ngannou.
If he comes back.
So you had to summon. You had to go and summon the fireman from his fire hole. All right, yeah, because let's not forget, Stipe is still a fireman in Cleveland. Like he's full blown still a fireman. A volunteer one at that, if I remember right. Yeah, but he's still a full blown fireman. Like, yeah, you had to go and get him from his day job. Again, Stipe is a great fighter, but I'm,
Yeah, like you said, he's a great fighter, or he was a great. He's 40. Yeah. He's 40. He's 40, and I
believe that he will go and train hard, and he may still have some gas in the tank. And so the fight might be interesting, but it's John Jones, and you're 40.
Yeah. Yeah. So Francis, that's Francis. The ball is in your court, dude. This is the fight. He cannot say he was the greatest.
He can say it, but he'll be a liar.
I don't see how he
say
could
it as much as he wants, but he'll be a liar.
Lips. I mean, I don't see how he can fix his lips to say. He can say it, of course. He can say anything he wants, but
he calls himself the heavyweight king. What did he say to John Jones after he sent that tweet out or whatever, talking about congratulations on the heavyweight king or whatever? Yeah, he still thinks he's the man.
Well, the only way, like you said, to be the man,
you got to beat the man. You didn't. You ran from him.
We'll see. Back to the NFL. So DeAndre Hopkins went on a live with none other than Dez Bryant and had a message for Cowboy fans, basically saying, come and get him. Come and get him. He's been in rumors since the end of the season, like the last 2 games of the season till now. There have been rumors that, could DeAndre Hopkins be a Cowboy? Could he be a Cowboy? Could he be a Cowboy?
I didn't think Arizona was going to work out when he left. I mean, to go to Arizona in the first place. I kind of thought it was a placeholder. He's been there longer than I expected.
I mean, a talent like DeAndre Hopkins, I personally,
I guess they saw the potential in Kyler Murray, and it just didn't.
What potential? What potential?
He's really good at playing Madden.
What potential? I think that's where the frustrations start between Hopkins and the
God.
Murray is not that dude. I've never thought that. And I think DeAndre Hopkins really helped. No, that's a bad word. DeAndre Hopkins is the reason Kyler Murray got that contract.
Yeah.
Discussion.
Yeah.
He's only reason, because if you notice throughout the first, what was it? He was suspended the first 6, right? You notice if you look at those first 6 games,
Oh, they were abysmal.
they were horrible.
Oh, it was terrible.
Horrible. He comes back that 7th game, and Kyler Murray puts a decent game together.
That proves how good DeAndre Hopkins is.
Exactly.
Still.
Exactly. I think that's where the frustration began. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You gonna pay this man off of my hard work? No, okay, all right, I got you. I'm trying to figure. I don't know how Dallas would do it. Short of giving up CeeDee Lamb, which would be preposterous. That'd be ridiculous. That'd be, you know, why would you give up CeeDee Lamb, who is what, 20? What is he, 22, 23? Why would you give him up for, and no disrespect, but DeAndre Hopkins is 31? It wouldn't make sense. Now, if there was a way, if there was a magical way, Dallas could put maybe some draft picks together, maybe some players, what have you, and pair DeAndre Hopkins with CeeDee Lamb, does that make the Cowboys a contender? Oh, and by the way, they tagged darn, what's his name? Tony Pollard. They tagged Tony Pollard. So it looks like Zeke is going to be out. And it looks like Dalton Schultz is going to be gone too. So
Is Rain Dakota Prescott going to be playing quarterback next year?
why?
That's his name.
You did not have to use his government name. Not his government name. Use his nickname. Didn't we cover this last week about government names? Didn't we cover this last week? That's the ultimate form of disrespect to an athlete with a nickname. That's the ultimate disrespect.
We did talk about this last week.
But
he also falls in the same category as not making in-game adjustments. So,
well, now, looks like Mike McCarthy kind of threw.
Oh yeah, he did. He threw Kellen Moore under the bus.
Kellen Moore under the bus.
He didn't throw Kellen Moore under the bus. He tied Kellen Moore's arms and legs
and then
placed him in the path of the bus.
And drove that. That honestly, there was no chill.
That was crazy.
It was.
That was crazy. He said.
It was.
He said. He just wants to send the ball down the field. He's like, I want him to run the ball so I can rest my defense. Bro, why did you have to put that out?
He didn't have.
Are you mad because he got a job? You mad? You told him he wasn't gonna be able to get another job. He got a job quick. You mad? Wasn't you?
He got. 4 hours, right? It was 4 hours. He was unemployed for 4 hours. Yeah. So it's curious to see if those in-game adjustments that you're speaking of, was it Dak? Was it Kellen? Because Dak hasn't come out and said, yeah, but he's hinted. He's used terminology to say, whew, I'm glad he's gone. I mean, he hasn't said it, but he's, when you say things like, it's good to hear another voice in my headset, see how that goes.
Kellen Moore in Dallas.
As the offensive coordinator, what was it? Was it 4 years? No, wait a minute. I think it was 4. As the offensive coordinator, he was there longer than that. But as the offensive coordinator, I think it was 4.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So it's a possibility. It's possible. It could end up.
I mean,
rain could make it rain.
We'll see. I mean, but here's my thing. You can't say. First of all, I don't agree with Mike McCarthy. We saw Dallas trying to run the ball. They just weren't good at it. The offensive line was in shambles last year. They just weren't a good running team. So if you can't run the ball and you end up in third and long situations,
What else are you going to do?
thank you. You're going to throw the ball, and you're going to have to throw it downfield. Hello, I mean that's just the thing. So I don't necessarily agree with Mike. But then you say, okay, I don't know. We'll see this year. Mike's going to be calling the plays. Mike, now he did hire an offensive coordinator, but Mike's going to be calling the plays. I'm just,
When are we going to stop giving Mike McCarthy a pass?
who's we?
He still
I'm
got
not-
a job, don't he?
Jerry's well, you know how Jerry Jones is. Jerry Jones loves his yes men. So if you say yes, Jerry, anything it's only until you look Jerry in the face and say, "Nah, we're not doing that."
Right.
Then you've got a problem. So
Like, can we? There are other coaches out here looking for head coaching jobs. That look, there's other coaching jobs looking for coordinators. Look, Mike
McCarthy, yeah. Mike McCarthy, yes.
I just don't get it.
Mike McCarthy.
I don't get it. I mean, and you know what? And for a long time, until I just said, you know what? Ron Rivera. I didn't get that either. But he's with the Commanders now. Nobody understands the Commanders.
Well, now wait a minute. Now I think Ron Rivera is a decent coach. I think he's a. You know what I think he is?
I think he's a good leader of men. I don't think he's.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, he's a great leader, and I think that's why he needed Bieniemy because, okay, I don't know how to call plays, and I don't necessarily know how to come up with a defensive scheme. So I need a good defensive coordinator, and I need a good offensive coordinator. I think he can rally the troops every week and get them ready to play.
He's a great leader of men, definitely. I'll give you that. I'll say that. But as a coach,
I mean, but you got Daniel Snyder as a boss.
he was in Carolina before that, though.
He did okay in Carolina.
Did he or did Cam Newton?
Both of them? Sorry. I don't know. I mean, now wait a minute. One could say that Cam Newton has not been the same since him and Ron Rivera went their separate ways. So was it Cam or was it Ron's scheme?
How was it his scheme if he didn't know how to make it? Go out there and make something happen. Hey, Cam.
That's his scheme.
Go out there and make something happen.
Cam on one. Ready?
Wait, what are the receivers supposed to do? Serpentine pattern. What? Do the thing. I don't know.
Cam left, Cam right. Cam delay, Cam
halfback counter.
Cam halfback trap. Trap right, trap left.
Cam screen.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Speaking of which, we've already talked about my beloved Cowboys. We've already talked about them. Let me tell you something. I've said it once. I've said it. I'm a Cowboy fan. Yes, I'm gonna say this once, and I'm gonna say it again. I don't see them winning the Super Bowl as long as Jerry Jones is in charge. In the discussion, this past season, there was no reason. There was no reason. Look, we had weathered the storm throughout the year, the injuries. We got to look. It was right there. Won that first playoff game. It was right there. And the reason I say that is because Jerry will never hire. To your point, why do we keep giving McCarthy passes? Is because he's a yes man. the Dallas Cowboys need a coach, not a yes man, a coach that can look Jerry in the eye and say, nothing you want to do makes sense. That's not going to help the team win. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
So
You go out here in public and say that you're willing to spend all of this money in order to win a chip, right? And, okay, you could spend all the money that you want. You're still making terrible decisions with the organization when it comes to this roster.
Terrible. Amari Cooper. Okay, listen. You claim that you're the general manager and the owner of Dallas Cowboys, so you make the decisions on play. Listen. Amari freaking Cooper, who went down to Cleveland and had a season with a season
played well
with a less than stellar quarterback. I mean, make no mistake, Jacoby Brissett is Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett,
yeah, he's
but Amari Cooper still made it.
He made it work. You traded that man. Basically, you gave him to Cleveland. Yeah, you might as well say you gave him to Cleveland.
Yeah,
you gave him away. You gave him. I don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind that. Jerry Jones is calling the sweetings because Amari, I think, did something he didn't like, or I think it was the whole. What was it? It was. I think when he got caught with. CD and those guys, and he ended up getting COVID, and it was a thing, and he didn't like that, and he just chose to get rid of Amari to prove that he was in charge. My issue isn't that he got rid of Amari Cooper. That's not my issue. My issue is what he gave him away for, and that proves to me. Nothing. I mean, what the pick? What was it? A seventh round? What was it? It was like the seventh round, wasn't it?
I tell you what, it wasn't anything prominent. I know that.
It was.
Yeah, ridiculous. It was a steal. It was a steal. I mean, the Browns probably had to. The Browns had to be sitting around like, bro, is he serious?
Yeah, somebody had to catch the.
Wait, we're talking about Amari Cooper, right?
Man, just say yes before he changes his mind. Just say yes. Just say yes.
Like they had to have him on mute on that speakerphone. It was like, did we ask him if he's sure? No, don't ask him anything. Yeah, that's just crazy because.
Okay,
what proves to me is that Jerry Jones.
Correction. It was 2 5th-round picks, and they swapped 6 picks.
Oh wow!
Still ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
It just proves that further proves to me something that I already kind of believed, and that's that. And Jerry Jones believes that he's bigger than the culture that he's trying to build in Dallas.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
You can't try to build the culture and then believe that you're bigger than the culture that you're building.
Exactly.
He feels like, okay, well, everybody has to follow these rules except for me.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you not the leader of this franchise or not? Like, okay, you can say what you want and you don't like this or you don't like this, but culture starts from the top.
Not in Dallas. Not in Dallas. And
it starts in Dallas. Oh, no, it starts from the top. It's just when the top all of a sudden just decides to divide itself from the rest of it. It's like, all right, we have these sets of rules. This is for everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I made the rules, so these rules ain't for me. Just saying.
I signed the paychecks.
And you do everything in your power to say that you're building this culture that it's there. It's there, right? It's within the organization. But you are your own worst heel. Because you want to be out here doing you just want to make random rich boy moves. You're not making moves. You are not making moves that are beneficial for your team. You're not.
Not at all.
You can't say you're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, you get rid of Amari Cooper for pennies, and then you sign. I mean, Michael Gallup was good, but he was hurt. He's coming off of a freaking ACL. I mean, it's not like it's a twisted ankle. He
Yeah,
came
what
off of ACL.
what type of production were you going to be expecting? That stuff takes. All right.
And you sign him to 80 million. I'm like, okay, you. So it's gonna be interesting to see. The mighty Gamecocks. Look, South Carolina is a different breed. In case you listeners have not been following, college women's basketball. The South Carolina Gamecocks, 37 and not even close. like 30, like not even close. I mean, these ladies are.
If you want to talk about a clear runaway,
oh my gosh.
I mean, it's this is the largest, I would just say, just general gap that I've seen. Like, even I don't think I've seen UConn teams with this large of a. I don't think I've seen UConn, Notre Dame, Tennessee in recent years. I don't think I've seen these teams have, like, even in their dominance, like their peak dominance, have this type of separation between them and the next best team.
No. And the thing about those old UConn teams is, you say, well, UConn used to be pretty dominant, but the parity in college sports, men and women, the parity is a whole lot different than it was back then in those times. Mm-hmm. Back then, all the good players went to like 7-8 schools. Now they're spreading out. They're going to other schools, and these, you're seeing schools have some success that you generally wouldn't see. South Carolina is like, look, they need to just, like, for real, just go ahead and put them in the WNBA, and just go ahead and suit them up in the WNBA, because I think I've seen one game this year where they went to overtime. They were tested. They went to overtime, and then in overtime, they just ran away with it. Outside of that, man, look, these ladies are they're different. They're different. And it's like when you watch them play and you see Dawn Staley over on the sideline, you're like, they play just like Dawn Staley played and coaches. Like, they play like they're mad.
Yep.
Like they play like they are angry.
Yeah. They play like they come in to rip your head off.
Yeah, like no holds barred. They just, you on the court.
And that's Dawn Staley. That's Dawn Staley to a T.
Man.
Oh, so it's competition?
Oh.
So you want to die for this, don't you? No? Well, then you're gonna lose, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
Oh my God. It's just. They're dangerous. I just, I know.
Oh man, what?
I mean, it's I'm definitely going to be watching during March Madness to see.
Yo, as a kid, I was scared of Dawn Staley. Like,
yeah,
as a kid, I was scared.
Yeah, she was intense, man. I was like, God, I'm like, everybody seems to be having fun except her. Like, why is she angry?
She's the only one at war. Everybody else is playing the game. She's at war right now.
Oh, man. The Phoenix Suns. Durant has finally made his appearance.
I'm doing better than my Celtics. Taking 3 losses in a row after y'all done had the lead. Anyway, yeah, no. KD, the Suns. Yeah, man. KD dropped 35 on Charlotte. Which was, he did it pretty efficiently. So it's like, yeah, it was against Charlotte. Hey, look, shooting that efficiently, I don't care who it's against. Look, you could have done it against the Rockets. It still would have been pretty impressive, okay?
The Rockets. Every time somebody says the Rockets, all I remember is Dame. That's all. Dame. But my thing is, it not only was it efficient, but Durant is showing. If you've watched him play, I watched him play Sunday against Dallas, and Durant, dare I say, he is cool with playing second fiddle to Devin Booker.
He's cool with playing second fiddle to anybody. That's his whole MO.
And I'm like, if you got
Look at his
kind of
moves.
talent-
He's never gone anywhere to be the number one guy. He's
He's never-
always
yeah,
gone
you're right.
somewhere to be a number two.
Well, I think Brooklyn, he thought he was going to be a number,
He was going to be a 1B.
a 1A, and well, he thought. I think that might be what he wanted, but it didn't pan out that way.
Like him and Kyrie was supposed to be 1A and 1B. And
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we
And-
all saw how that worked.
Nah, but he clearly is cool with being a sidekick.
Yeah. Yeah, he's totally okay with being the most efficient sidekick in the world. And I get it. To a degree I get it, but it's like you can't be okay with being second fiddle and then still call yourself one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
And look, skill wise, Kevin
Yeah.
Durant's not lying. But your
Yeah.
legacy is, look, we are only going to be able to remember so much from your skill set. Like, look, 20, 30 years down the line, people are going to remember your highlights and they're going to say, oh, dang, Kevin Durant could ball, right?
Yep.
They're also going to be like, how many chips did he have? They're also, and then also when you have the story about him winning chips, it's going to be like, did he lead those teams to those finals?
Absolutely not. No, not even close. No.
And he only has the one. I don't have a problem with it. I think KD's one of the greatest players ever. But I also think that this is coming from a fan's perspective. You have to do some things to solidify your legacy. Now, you being solidified as a player, done. Everybody knows. Kevin Durant can ball.
Yep.
Right? Kevin Durant's got a chip. Look, he's when it comes to the Hall of Fame, he's probably getting the Hall of Fame, but it's just going to be like,
Well, I mean, in that aspect,
will it be first ballot? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think so. I mean, you got a lot of dominant players that didn't win a championship.
That's very true.
A lot. So he's got his one.
But when you go back and then when history says it, it's like, okay, yeah, he's got his one. There's a lot of dominant players that never got one. But when you look at his history and it's like, oh, he just went around. It's going to come down to, oh, he just went around and found other superstars to play under to get a chip.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no denying that. Yeah. No.
You know, and for him to be a player of the caliber that he is, like, you feel me? It just doesn't sit right from a fan.
I don't think he likes the limelight, the scrutiny that comes with being the dude. I don't think he likes the light shining on him.
Well, I don't get that either, because I get it, but I don't. It's like, okay, you have to accept that, because you can't want to be like, you can't want to be the guy, right? Or even if you want to say you're the number two, but you still want to have say in front office happenings. You feel like you can't say that like you don't want any parts of the limelight if you're going to go to the front office and start making demands, or suggestions. That comes with it. It comes with it. When they find out that, oh, turns out Kevin Durant requested this person be gone, or he requested for this person to come here, or what. When that comes out, it can't just be like, nope, well, can't ask him about that because he's going to feel some type of way. No, I need to know as a journalist because other people want to know.
Yeah. Yep.
You're just going to have to get over that because that's part of your job description. I'm sorry. You chose to be an NBA player. You could have just been a tall window washer, okay? And you chose to play ball.
But why window wash?
Window washer, car wash. He could have picked stuff off the top of vending machines. I don't know what he would have been doing with his life, okay? He could have been a human street light. All right, I don't know. He could have been anything. You chose to be a ball player, bro. Like you made it this far. You gotta accept that limelight. Like, oh, so you wait, because it's the same limelight that was shed on you in Texas that got you to the league in the first place. It's the same limelight that had other teams that were willing to take you after the whole OKC fall apart, right?
if nobody thought Kevin Durant couldn't ball because there wasn't no light on him, like if nobody thought that they could take a chance on him,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
and the only way people would have said is because you had the light on you, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the Phoenix Suns. I want to see them in the playoffs. I want to see them in the playoffs. I want to see if this magical pairing.
I want to see them matched up against the Mavericks.
The game Sunday. If you had Luka not missed that, look. Even he didn't know how he missed it. How he missed that
It was
lay-in.
Yeah.
It's just incredible that he missed it, but that's what sealed the game. That thing could have went in overtime. It could have went either way, but when he missed that,
I just think that matchup, even if it's slightly, it probably slightly favors Phoenix. Obviously, Kyrie and Luka can give them fits.
Because they have nobody to guard either one of them. I mean, who's Chris Paul going to guard?
And think about seeing that in a 7-game series.
Yeah, Chris. We saw. Look,
That's a tough. That would be a tough matchup for Phoenix, isn't it? They're fourth in the West right now? Third?
They're fourth in the West.
Fourth, right.
And Dallas is what? Are they? I think they might be fifth or sixth.
Yeah, I think they're.
So, honestly,
yeah, they're sixth in the West.
We were to see that matchup. I think I would say Phoenix because, as limited as he is, they do have DeAndre Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
Limited because he has no post moves. He has he has. I mean, rebound, put back. Chris Paul is the center whisperer. His pick and roll game with the center. He brings the center to life. That's
Shout to David West.
Yeah. So David West, DeAndre, what was his name? DeAndre, what's his name? In not Golden State, but in LA. His center in LA. Gosh, I can't remember.
Jordan,
yeah. Blake Griffin, and now DeAndre Ayton. He is the big man whisperer. Period. So I think that gives Phoenix the edge. Not necessarily Durant and Booker, because honestly, I think Luka's a mismatch for any of those cats.
Oh yeah.
He's a mismatch for any of those cats. And then you toss someone with handles and skill set like Kyrie Irving, it gets ugly.
Yeah.
It gets ugly.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pick your poison type of thing because you would have to, and this is not ideal, but you would have to try to make KD probably the primary defender on Luka, but he's definitely going to need, like I said, it's not ideal because he's definitely going to need a lot of help, right? Because Luka's just going to body him, but you need somebody who's going to take up. You need somebody who's going to try to take up as much space as possible.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You need somebody, and you need somebody with a long wingspan.
Well, you got Christian Wood. Oh, you mean to guard Luka? I saw Luka. I saw Luka pound Kevin Durant in the post. He was literally just backing him down.
Yeah. And
then a couple of series later, he did the same thing to Chris Paul. I'm like, he's a power forward that plays point guard. That's literally what that man is. He's a power forward that plays point guard. You can't guard that unless you've got a power forward that can play point guard. You can't guard that. And Phoenix, because they went and got Kevin Durant, they don't have a bench.
No,
they don't have a bench.
Oh man, Mikal Bridges.
Oh God,
that man has been working since he got there.
They did not want to give him up. I bet you they tried everything in their power
to
keep him.
Come on, because he
is putting work in Brooklyn. He's putting in work. He has been delivered. That joke is,
He is delivered.
man, he is, but
40,
I mean,
38, 30s. They're like, bro,
oh,
he's been going off.
I mean, it's his look. That's his team now. I mean, he was like, "Yeah, I got traded, but I got a team. I have a team. Like this is my squad." And I dare anybody to say anything.
Say something else.
I dare
Say
anybody.
something else.
I'm
Oh, the Suns, they kept Cameron Payne, didn't they?
yeah. I'm okay. I mean, yeah, they did, and
I tried.
I'm like, yeah,
I tried.
yeah. Okay, yeah, they did.
I tried. I don't even want to. Anyway, I tried.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
Yeah,
they're gonna be.
The Suns have a problem.
They do.
They have a problem.
They do. College basketball. Oh my God. North Carolina. The
Last I checked,
season.
they had them listed as first 4 out.
Yeah, and they lost to Duke on Saturday. Of course,
Yeah.
the ACC tournament is coming up, but as of right now, are they in or out in your book?
They're in, but not for long.
How far in the tournament do you think they need to go?
How far do I think they? How far do I think they will go?
No, how far? No, I'm talking about the ACC tournament because.
See, I'm thinking. Okay, all right.
No.
Okay.
That's
All right, now the
whole-
ACC tournament.
How far do you think they need to go in order to get in? Because right now, they're pretty much saying they're not sure Carolina's in. And you know what? I kind of agree.
You gotta make a push to at least the semis. You gotta make a push at least to the. That's how I see. I can't even say quarterfinals. You have to go to the semifinals.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Not only do you have to go to the semis, you got to get to the semis, and if you lose, it's got to be a good loss.
It's got to be a good loss.
It's got to be you get blown out. Yeah, it's not gonna.
Yeah, if
go
you lose,
well.
you better lose in a battle. You
Yeah.
better lose in a mean fight.
I'm talking to overtime.
Yeah.
2-point loss could have went either way because
Right. A couple of calls here, something like that.
Yeah.
That went a different way. Yeah, something like that. They can't. Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable that these guys were a half of basketball away from being champions last year.
National champions, and this is wow how the mighty have fallen, especially when you still have the core of the team that took you to the finals last year. You would think that at least you would be in different talks right now. You're still in talks, just not good ones.
You should be a number one seed. We should be talking. The Tar Heels number one seed, playing out of Carolina first round, and this is absurd. I'm like Hubert Davis. I'm like, is his job in jeopardy because this?
And maybe it doesn't look good.
It
And I had high hopes. I had high hopes for Coach Davis. In all honesty, I'm like if anybody, look, the players that a lot of players that said that like he was, that was their guy. You feel me? That was a lot of guys that a lot of players they would turn to. They felt like, especially after Coach Williams, you feel me? Like he should be like the next in line, possibly. Like he had the culture. He had the culture behind him.
Yeah.
He had the culture behind him, but it's not looking good right now.
It's almost like a Ron Rivera type situation.
Yeah.
He seems like he's a great leader of men, but
Just
man,
not a
he
coach.
might not be a good coach.
He may not be a coach.
Yeah, it doesn't look good in Carolina. I mean, you're out of the top 6 now. Keep in mind, Puff Johnson came back too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was their top man off the bench. Out of your top 6, you brought 5 of those guys back. The only one you brought in off the transfer portal Pete Nance. We talked about him last week. Pete Nance. Him and his lemon Oreos. I mean, he found success a couple of games. He did not look good. He's 6'11", okay? But he is the weakest 6'11" player I've seen in a long time. Like, he misses lay-ins, layups, tip-ins, short hooks. I'm like,
he's the Cooper Manning of the Nance.
oh my god.
Which means, like, okay, yeah, he may not be as, as good as Larry Jr., right? Like,
he's not.
He's not, right? But he may be able to make a child if that's that good, like Cooper did.
I hope so, because
Arch Manning apparently is like the number one high school quarterback in the country. What, for like the last 2 years, something like that.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in Texas. We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out. Yeah, I mean, he's in a battle for, I think, the starting quarterback position. He'll probably get it. But he'll probably get it. I mean, he's a Manning, so you know how that goes. One phone call. Hey, coach, this is Peyton. It's Peyton right here, Omaha.
Omaha.
So, finally, March Madness is upon us. Just about. The ladies have finished their tournaments. The number one seeds have pretty much been ironed out. But the selection committee will figure out the rest of the field. But the men, they're getting underway so far with their tournaments.
Trying to figure out who's going to play South Carolina.
Does it matter? I don't think it matters at all. South Carolina is just that monster. But on the men's side, do you see anybody that has a clear path, a clear, like, that they're playing that good?
No.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, I don't. This might be one of the largest toss-ups when it comes to like the NCAA tournament, at least for men's basketball, that I may have witnessed ever. This is the biggest, like, yeah. Anything can happen. I mean, anything can happen in March Madness. Anything can happen in the tournament. It has happened before, but this, look, you making a bracket, you can make it to the boy. What's your juice? Like, cause no.
Like, I don't see one team that stands out. Houston, UCLA, even Kansas. I can see any of those guys getting beat
and knocked off. I can see, easy.
And here's the catch: early, like not getting beat.
Yeah.
Getting beat
All
early.
All it takes is the right matchup. And
Man.
a lot of these 15, 16, 13 seeded schools, okay, for like 13 on down, 13 through 16.
Yeah.
A lot of times they end up these schools, it's like, okay, they're smaller schools, lesser known or whatever, but they end up being matchup problems for these top ranked kids. They end up being full-blown matchup problems.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you right now, a team they don't want. Look, if Vermont gets in,
Oh my god.
if Vermont gets in,
Oh,
I'm telling you.
get caught sleeping if you want to. Get caught sleeping if you. All right.
Look, Vermont is on one. I don't know what's going on up there, but Vermont is on one. I can see Vermont putting somebody out. Like, I mean, I look at Houston. I know they're number one, but I'm like, are they number one though? Because their conference sucks. Okay, are they number one?
It's the same story in football.
So, their conference sucks. Like, there's nobody in their conference that scares anybody.
Yeah.
So are they really a number one?
On paper.
I mean,
It's
you
easy,
know,
I mean, it's easy to be statistically. You could say they're number one. I mean, that's fine. But like, yeah, do I think that that pound for pound they deserve? No.
no.
But I
No.
don't think any team right now deserves it necessarily. I mean, look, I'll tell you this: if VCU makes it out the Atlantic 10 tournament, okay,
Yeah.
think it's a problem. If Dayton,
Yeah.
ends up, okay, think it's gonna be easy. Okay,
Yeah, those Flyers. Yeah.
yeah. think my Flyers are a joke just because we
Yeah.
a bunch of just because we still got a bunch of young boys. All right.
Yeah.
Look, okay. Think you gonna get a sweet lick off of a team in the Atlantic 10 if you want to.
Mhm. Yeah, VCU is on. They're on one too.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
Rams are on.
they own one, and UD's
Yeah.
only 3 games behind them in the A10. So
Yep. That's gonna be one. You know what? That low key, that's gonna be one of the best conference tournaments
mhm.
this year. I don't. They don't get a lot of limelight because nobody's quote unquote ranked. And it is the Atlantic 10. You know, if you're not the ACC, the Big 12, the Big East, or any of those, you know, you don't get a lot of limelight. But low key, that conference is probably one of the most competitive conferences in college basketball.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Fordham
amazing.
came out of nowhere this year, which is crazy. I mean, Fordham, they've been Fordham.
You know what? Poetic justice. Fordham and VCU in the Atlantic 10 championship to decide who gets to keep their nickname. They both can't be Rams. No, somebody leaving here today.
It's a buck off. Here we go.
Let's get it.
They just,
Let's get it.
yeah. No, look, if you take just about the top 5 from the Atlantic 10, and I'm just speaking on the Atlantic 10 because obviously I'm a UD fan, right? If VCU, UD, Fordham, St. Louis, and George Mason.
Yeah. And they could all make now they could still make the tournament. There's still a shot. That personally, I think VCU's in. I think Dayton's in. St. Louis and
St. Louis and Fordham they'll have to thug that one
yeah.
out.
I think they would have to go deep into this Atlantic 10 tournament.
And I think Fordham has Fordham's got the potential to do it.
Yeah.
They've
I mean, I don't sleep on them. It's going to be a good tournament. I think this is going to be one of the best overall March Madness tournaments, men's side, that there's been in a long time because there's so much parity in college basketball.
So much parity. There's so much
Yeah.
mystery to it. There's no, oh man, you just know they about to. There's none of that. You have to.
None
You
of
gotta
that.
watch. You really gotta. You can't take.
Are you
You
feeling?
can't take anything for granted.
Are you feeling out of bracket? I think I'm going to fill out, but I'm scared. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm like, I know my bracket is gonna be busted.
I'm gonna fill out a free one.
Oh no, I'm not paying for it. No.
I'm gonna fill out a free one. Now I know they trying to have us. They talking about filling out brackets for work. No. No.
It's crazy. It's gonna be a good tournament. It's gonna be a good tournament, man.
It's gonna be really entertaining. It's gonna be really good to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm excited because it's gonna. You don't know what's gonna happen. There's no legitimate front runner. That makes it really interesting.
None.
There's no.
None.
There's, even there's not even like a number one upset that would like a legitimate number one upset that would be like, what?
Nope.
They would all be believable.
Here is my prediction. Houston does not get out the field of. They don't get out the field of 16. Houston. They don't get out the field of 16.
I thought you were gonna say 32. Honestly, yeah.
I thought about it, and I'm like, okay, they're going to be a number 1 seed, so okay, the first matchup should be. I thought about 32. I'm gonna give them 16. I'm gonna give them 16. They don't.
We'll see how they get matched up come Selection Sunday.
I mean, Hofstra.
Get slept on if you. Hey, sleep on them if you want to.
Oh, Hofstra.
Sleep on Hofstra if you want to.
Oh boy.
Wooster.
Here you go.
Okay, Worcester. What's another one? Florida Atlantic.
Iona.
Lehigh.
Wait a minute. Is Lehigh having a decent season?
I don't think so, honestly. I think they did pretty bad this year.
Yeah. I don't...
Yeah, I don't think they did really good this year. Yeah, either way, look. Sleep on these small schools if you want to.
Yeah.
Sleep on these, 10 and up seeds if you want to.
Yeah.
I'll be watching. And as soon as y'all get dusted, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, I don't see anybody that shakes me and says, "Nah, these guys are gonna be. This is gonna be a true tournament. I mean, it's gonna be a true tournament. This is gonna be Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
and I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, At this point, it's a Kumite.
Awesome.
It's a right.
Oh yeah. Oh man. That wraps the show up, y'all. Be sure to check in every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. for the wrap up of the last week in sports. Like I said, this week was crazy. Shout out to everybody that's listening and hung in with us for the last 2 weeks, even through our technical difficulties. But we getting there.
We trying. We gonna get there.
We gonna get there.
And you gonna love it.
We gonna make it. We
gonna make it. We gonna make it. Hey, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. All right.
Oh my God, man. Hey, that's it, man. You got any parting shots before we roll out?
Oh man, I had it in my mind and then I just lost it. Oh man. Be kind to your cashiers and your security guards. People. All right, let's just practice kindness until we meet again, please.
Oh my God.
Protect your mothers and
hold your guns with 2 hands.
Hold your guns with 2 hands. Not like you're trying to put it in the evidence locker.
Oh my God.
And eat healthy. Eat fresh. Subway. Sponsor us, please.
Oh my God, man. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. We are out of here. Catch us next week.